welcome to Copenhagen, thanks for dropping in. Today I am unboxing a diamond painting that my wife ordered from AliExpress. So this is something that I thought I would never be doing. A few months ago I let my wife try diamond painting for the very first time and we did a video, and at the end of it, when I asked her if she thought she would take up diamond painting, I think the reply was something like, no. But things changed and she finally did order one. She saw a picture of a butterfly that she really liked and she came through with her phone and said, I think I would like to do this one. And I thought, seriously, you want to do diamond painting? But she did that, but while she was doing that she started to think about other things that she wanted to do. So she was thinking about putting one in the entranceway when someone comes in the front door, and she thought, I want to put a diamond painting up on the wall there so when they come in they see it. So she had a browse and this is the one that she chose, and it came from AliExpress. It was in a grey plastic bag, but I've taken that off just so we start with the box. So as you can see, diamond painting, just in case anybody's in any doubt with what's in the box. And it is a bit bashed, as you can see, but it's close enough to the end that I'm sure it won't actually affect anything. A few creases and things, but not too bad. The box isn't the best, it isn't very sturdy, but it's survived, and that's the main thing. So we'll have a look in the box and see what we have. Okay. Thought there was something left, so that's it. That's everything out of the box. Put that to the side. I think we'll start with the goodie bag, we usually do. So standard bag, resealable bag with all the tools in it. If you're new to diamond painting, this is the sort of thing that you get with all the kits. So we have the usual diamond painting pen. It has a multi-placer on the end, and these are used so you can place more than one drill at a time. Normally people place their diamonds with, or their drills I should say, with this pen tip. But if you have areas of large areas of the same colour, you can use multi-placers to put a row in at a time, which speeds things up. That was easy for me to say. Also get a squidgy. This isn't really a standard thing. You do get it with some, but quite a few you don't. And all it is a sort of squidgy piece of foam. Normally it isn't on the pen when you get it, so this one's already been put on. But it just slides on and it makes the pen a little bit thicker and a bit more comfortable to hold. So that's all that is. Then we've got another multi-placer here, so an even bigger one if you have large areas or very large areas and you want to do them even quicker. So all you do is you pull this out, and the pens are just like a plastic straw. That's what I call them, plastic straws. And all you do is take that out and then you just push this one in, really easy. So now we've got a bigger multi-placer if you want to do longer lines. So 2 multi-placers, squidgy, pen. And this is round. Couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, it is round. A lot of times when you get round drills you don't get tweezers, but they've sent tweezers with this one. Sort of typical, very easy to bend out of shape, very thin. I find that if you're trying to use them, it's actually better to bend them in slightly at the tip, because the springiness sort of stops them really gripping the drill. So I find that I bend the tips very slightly in both. It helps. But these aren't the tweezers I would normally use. But they're better than nothing. But if you compare them to these are much better, much thicker, much more sturdy, and they're very good for picking up drills. These ones do tend to bend if you put pressure on them. So anyway, tweezers. Then we get a nice big piece of wax, actually two pieces. So this is way more than enough for this one. One of these would be more than enough, so that's some extra wax, which could come in handy. A very poorly made drill tray. A lot of extra on the edges of this one. I've seen one that's bad, a lot of little bumps and things here, but it doesn't really matter, just doesn't look very good. You could cut that off, no problem. Typical tray, pretty much standard, has the nozzle on it. Again, comes in really handy if you use tic-tac boxes to store your drills, which I do. Again, I've mentioned this loads of times now, but because the sides are angled like this, you find that when you're diamond painting and you accidentally touch this, it flips really easily. It's very annoying. And normally what happens is the drills flip out and land on the glue. That is the downside of these. I do have some that have square edges. You see what I mean? This one has straight edges, this one has angled edges. So when you accidentally touch the side of this one, it's less likely to flip. It's just this design, it isn't a good design. So square edged trays definitely work better. But you need a tray to put your drills in, and as I said, this is pretty much standard stuff. So nothing extra really, pretty much standard fare. You don't always get multiplacers, you don't always get tweezers. As I said, usually the tweezers are for kits that have square drills, but this one has round. So talking about drills, quick look at the drills, just put this out of the way. Always the noisy part. I'll try and get this done as quick as I can. So there we go. These are all the drills we need for this one. The really good thing about them is they are already in bags and they are already numbered and they are resealable bags. So it's really easy to work from these. If you don't have any kind of storage, if it's your first diamond painting and you're not even sure if you're really going to stick at it, there's no point going out and buying a lot of storage stuff if you find out that you're bored doing it. So for someone just starting, this type of thing is absolutely perfect. All the bags are numbered, and it tells you how many drills are in each bag as well. So I'll have a look at the drills actually just to see. So you can see the round drills, they look absolutely fine. They're moving loose in the bag, so you don't have any oil in the bag. That can be a problem from the manufacturing process. Sometimes you get an oily film inside the bag and the drills all clumped together, and it causes problems trying to pick them up. So no problems, just try a couple at random, and the drills look absolutely fine. There's no burrs or anything like that on them. you can see how easily they're moving about, so no problems with oil. So yep, they are very good. I really like the fact that they're already bagged and labelled. That saves a lot of work. Got one escapee. So rather than trying to guess what colour that one is, it'll go in the bin. So drills look nice, and now we get to the canvas. So it's sealed in plastic. And I'll put it all the way. And inside, the foam insert which stops the canvas from getting crushed, which is really good. Now I've got sellotape that I need to find. And you can see the name of the store, the Huacan store. This is on AliExpress. No missing who it's from. Polystyrene tube, or foam tube, sorry, it's not polystyrene, it's just foam. Good idea, it saves the canvases getting crushed. They work well. And we have the key, and we have a thumbnail, so you can see what it is. It's a welcome sign. And then we have the codes and the symbols for all the different colours. There's actually more in it than I thought. 45 colours, and it's a 50 by 40. So we'll have a look at it. I'll flatten it as well, like I always do when I open them up. I'll move these drills just so they don't stick to the glue when I take the cover off. If you ever take the whole cover off your diamond painting, you have to be very careful that there is nothing lying around that can stick to it, because inevitably it will. So make sure you don't have any paper or anything like that, but especially paper. It's pretty common that people accidentally drop the key, which is printed, which this one isn't. It doesn't come with a printed sheet, but it doesn't really matter, it's a small painting anyway. So we'll, hang on, I'll just take a sellotape off, it's going to cause problems. Okay. So it's not poured glue, and we can tell that because we don't have a clear film on top. So this is double-sided glue, which is applied as a sheet, and the problem that you can have with double-sided glue is you get air bubbles in it. So we'll see how this one turned out. The air bubbles aren't really that big a problem once you know how to fix it, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So Huacan store on AliExpress, and 45 colours, round drills. Now I'm going to take the covers off here to, if I sit it, you see, if I just leave the canvas, it just rolls up. It's sliding down because this is a work table that I use, and it's at an angle, so that's why sometimes you'll see me putting things down and they slide away. It's because the table's tilted, but you can't really see that on camera. So as you can see, this is what's happened. Try to open it up. Try it again. And it's just because the canvas has been rolled up for so long, it automatically wants to go back to that shape. So if I flatten it and then let it go, Because I've got these mats, there is a bit of friction here, and that is what's holding it. But if I mean, you can see it's starting to try and go, but if I let one side go and then let the other side go, that's what it wants to do. So some people would flatten this and put it under a mattress for a week or two, or put heavy books on it or something like that. You really don't need to do that. There's a much faster way to do it, which I'm going to show, which I always show, but as I say, I'm always aware that sometimes there are people who are totally new coming in, so I just go through everything again. I don't mind doing that. If one person learns something, I've done my job. So what I'm doing here is we've got the protective cover, and underneath that we've got a layer of double-sided glue, and then we have the canvas. So the idea is that this paper does not stick to the glue, but when you first go to take the cover off, you have to be careful when you're peeling it back. You can maybe see there, this part is sticky. If you can't see it, you'll be able to hear it. It's very sticky. Sometimes when you try to get that corner, you accidentally catch the corner of the glue, and you can actually peel it off the canvas, which you don't want to do. Trying to put it back down flat is very hard, and if you've pulled it back quite far, you could basically ruin the glue. Now this glue overlaps by a really big margin. Normally it isn't as big as this, but the edge of the glue, use a pen, the edge of the glue is here, and the canvas doesn't start until here. So all of this area is sticky. Normally the border isn't as big, but it always goes over. As an example, at this side, the glue ends here to there. So that's more normal. This one is way over. So I'm just curious to see how the opposite side is. If it's away over by that much, is it still going to be on the print at the opposite side? But we'll find out. So again, you can see when I hold this, it's trying to curl up. And what I'm doing here is taking this cover off. Now the way they've done this is in 4 strips. Something this small, a lot of the time it's just one piece. So if it was one piece, I would lift up this corner, peel it along the top, lift up that corner, peel it along, and then just pull the whole thing back. But because it's in strips, I do them a strip at a time. So I've peeled up one side, and I've checked the stickiness isn't on the paper, on the canvas, sorry, isn't on the cover. So it means that the glue is on the canvas, and I can vouch for that. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking for the other side of this piece, this strip, and trying to get the corner without getting the glue. And again, all I do is when I pull back, I put my finger underneath the paper, and if it doesn't stick, everything's okay. So then all we do is peel it back, take it halfway, about halfway. Don't peel it off in one. It gets kind of complicated if you do that. So that's just past halfway. Just drop it back. Go to the next piece, do exactly the same thing, find the corner. And it's always worth taking your time for this. It's 2 seconds really, just to make sure that you're not picking up the glue, because the problems that can cause can be huge. So again, I've lifted the corners and peel it back. Roughly halfway, probably more than halfway, it doesn't matter. I'm not too worried about exactly where to position it back, because I'm going to lift the whole thing off anyway. So again, got the corner, check the paper, not sticky, and I'll just work along. Put it down. It's easier to do this if you hold it at the top and then just peel it back. And then drop it. Then again, just get my nail underneath, checking it's not sticky, work it along and then peel it back. So I took that well past halfway. All that means is when I do it from the opposite side, I don't have to peel it back as far. So now I've let it go. You can see it's just lying flat, it's not trying to curl up. If I turn it around, so we see the opposite end, it's like that. So that is what happens if you peel the cover off like that. It just takes that roll out of the canvas. So to get the whole thing flat, all I do is the same again. Just get the corner. Get it as a strip, peel it back, and you'll feel tension on it, but when you pull it back and you get to where you went from the opposite end, it goes slack. So that's when you know that you've got it. So again, next one. It isn't so much a problem when you've got strips like this once you get away from the corner. It's these corners where the corner of the glue is. Once you're up here, it's very unlikely that you're going to pull the glue by accident. So again, just go past, let it go slack, and same again. And then the last strip. And that's it. So now when I lay it down, it sits flat. There is a little bit of a wave in it, but I mean you could work this no problem. Once you get the weight of the drills on it, it helps to put it down. But no need to stick it under your bed for a week, or under your mattress I should say, or put heavy books or whatever on it. Just when you peel the cover back like that, take it halfway, put it back, halfway from the other side, take it back, and that's it, it's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is unveil the whole thing, which I don't really recommend. You have to be very careful when you do this, because any hairs or dust or fluff or crumbs or anything, if it touches this glue, it's going to stick to it, and you're going to end up spending your time trying to pick whatever it is off the glue. You may be able to use your fancy new tweezers, but it is annoying. So always make sure that everything is clean. You don't have any pieces of paper, tissues, anything on the table, because it's Murphy's Law that that piece of paper is going to land on the glue. So don't tempt fate. So that's it. All the cover is off, and now you can see the whole thing. So my wife saw this and thought that would look really nice in the entranceway. So it says welcome. I think I might get one, but I'll be looking for one that says not you again. But that's just my sense of humour. I was curious about the glue, because on this side you can see the edge of the picture. The glue goes to here, so that is really far over, and I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to go far enough at this side, because I thought it was offset, but it isn't actually. The glue goes as far as here, goes down a bit, goes as far as here, so there still is some glue overlapping. If it had went over and you had no glue down this last row, for example, your drills won't stick to anything. So you need to make sure that the glue covers the whole canvas, and sometimes they can be off. I think this might be deliberate because it looks pretty accurate on these three sides, and then they've just, for whatever reason, got a wide band of glue. It's a good idea to cover this before you start working, because your hand is going to keep sticking to it, and if you're wearing a long sleeved cardigan or something, the fluff is going to stick to the glue and it ends up looking pretty grubby really quick, and it's annoying just constantly sticking to the glue. So what you can do is put tape, masking tape. I use masking tape like you would use to protect things from paint when you're painting. I use that and put that around. You can get stuff called washi tape, which I've never seen. I don't think we have it in Denmark. But washi tape is the same sort of thing but fancier. It tends to be coloured and have little patterns and things on it, but I don't really mind about that. So I just use masking tape, and I would take it just before the line. Don't take it exactly on the line, because I did that when I did my very first one, and I found when I was peeling the masking tape off at the end, some of the drills were popping because the masking tape was actually underneath the drill. I had taken it right to the edge, so I leave about a millimetre gap at the very edges, just so the drills don't get pulled up when I'm taking the masking tape off. So have a look at everything. First thing that I'm looking for is air bubbles. Like I said, it is pretty common to get air bubbles, and you find if you angle it different ways in the light, sometimes you're looking at it and you can't see any, and then you suddenly look at it from a different angle and you see them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any on this, so that's really good. Air bubbles are pretty common, to be fair, when you use the double-sided glue, but all you need to do with them, it's a really easy fix, is get a sharp knife, like a craft knife, and just gently slice down along the air bubble, and what you do is you let the air out. If you don't do that, what happens is you press the drills down and you think that's it, but you'll find that the glue lifts up again because the air doesn't have anywhere to go. So it'll lift up and the drills will be stuck to the glue, but they'll be sort of floating a bit. If you do that and you put the thing up on the wall, when you look at it, you'll see lines because the drills are not sitting the same as the rest, they're slightly higher. So the angle of the light changes which parts are reflecting, and you can see these waves. So it's definitely a good idea to slice any that you see. Just gently slice, you don't need to press hard, you don't want to cut through the canvas. It's a very thin sheet of glue, so it's just a matter of just gently slicing. And I did one that I got from Wish that was really bad. It was absolutely covered in air bubbles and lines and things, and I did that with that one, and when it was finished it was perfectly flat. You couldn't tell that there had been any problems with it. So if you do get air bubbles, they are definitely fixable. It isn't a disaster. It's only a problem if you don't burst them. After saying that, if you don't burst them and you do it and then you can see them, you can still, if you've got a thin blade, you can squeeze it between the drills and just gently cut the air bubble, and the drills will drop down, because all you're doing is releasing the air. I mean, it's got to go somewhere, so just cutting a hole in it is enough to let the air come out. So as I said, this is not mine, this is one that my wife is going to do. So just having a little look at the quality of the print, and that looks absolutely fine. Sometimes you get them, they're kind of blurry or they're double printed or that sort of thing, but these are perfect. No flaws in this at all. So she'll be pleased to hear that. And then we've got, like I said, the key. So you can see the symbol and then the DMC number, black, good old black, and it tells you how many drills for each. So number 1 is 310, and 45 colours. Already has them numbered, so apart from the fact it's got printed in big letters underneath, but they're all numbered, so sometimes it might not have that. So you can see 45 colours. Quite a lot of confetti, a lot of single things here, but not too bad. I think it'll look really nice when it's finished. And this will be hanging up in our hallway at some point. It won't be this year, I don't think, because she's working on a Christmas one just now, and I'm working on a Christmas present for somebody, so we need to get them done before Christmas. And then she's got another one that she was working on that she put on hold because she wanted to get the Christmas one done, so she'll probably finish that, and by that time we'll be into next year. So yeah, maybe take a guess about, this might appear on the wall about February or something like that. But yeah, it's everything's good. Tweezers a bit flimsy, that'd be the only thing I would say. They just feel like tin. I don't think they would really work that well, to be honest. And the tray, a bit rough and ready. I've never had one as bad as this, but again, this is just cosmetic stuff. Sharp knife or even scissors, you can trim that up no problem. And a lot more wax than you actually need for something this size. But yeah, it's nice. I think it's going to look really good. So that'll be a project for next year. So that was Welcome from the Huacan store on AliExpress. Nice little diamond painting, 50 by 40 round drills, no air bubbles at all in the glue, which is nice to see. As I said, it's very common to get at least a few, so that was a job well done. No air bubbles. The print is absolutely fine, everything's clear. Big bonus is the bags are pre-labelled and numbered, which makes life a lot easier. You don't have a big long string that you have to cut each bag individually, and the resealable bags are just so much better. If this was somebody's very first diamond painting, you can work from the bags, no problem. Whereas if you have the other ones where you have to cut the bags open, then you've got the problem with having to reseal them, try and wrap them up and sellotape them or something like that, which can be a complete pain. But resealable bags, definitely the best way to get them. Always nice to see. So that was it. As I said, this is the second one that my wife ordered. She now has quite a few, and as I said, the first time that she tried this, I thought there was no way she was ever going to get involved in it, but she did, and she enjoys doing it, and she has found that it is relaxing to sit and do these things. So yeah, we've got quite a few. I think we've got between us now, I think it's just over 50 between us. So we're going to be busy for a long time. So that's it pretty much for today. Short but sweet one. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please subscribe, hit that notification button, and comment. I always enjoy getting a little bit of feedback from people. I'm starting to get to know a few people now, which is nice. And you can also find me on Instagram, Diamond Painting Jim on Instagram, and I do have a Facebook group as well, again, Diamond Painting Jim. If you're interested in chatting with other diamond painters, maybe picking up tips and hints or giving tips and hints. It's nice to see newcomers coming in and people who have been doing this for a long time. everybody can share experiences, and to me that's what it's all about. So yeah, so that's it for today. Next one, I'll be doing something else. It won't be an unboxing, it'll be something different. So if you want to see that, as I said, please subscribe, hit the notification, and you'll find out when it comes up. So in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.